Welcome and/or welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah. We're standing up today because I have been sitting a lot today. I don't want to do it anymore. And I am going to talk about 4 recent Romantasy reads and if I think you should pick them up, if I think they're underhyped, overhyped, what have you. I'm going to start with the 2 e-arcs that I read just because I want to get them out of the way first before I forget them, which I will do. The first of those is Mistress of Lies. This is by K.M. Enright, and this is like pitched, or it was pitched when I picked it up, as a dark romantasy with vampires and a, what was it, not good main character, like a morally gray main character. I think I gave this a 2.5. I rounded it up to a 3 because it is a debut and there were things I liked, but I really think this is overhyped. I think this has problems with pacing. I think it is not at all a romantasy. I think it is not at all dark. And our morally gray main character is just, she's not that gray. This is about a woman who, at the very first chapter of the book, murders her father to take over her family house and bring it back to glory. And their eternal, undying king, she wants to be his spymaster, which is technically what her dad did before he fell from grace. She wants to take that role over, and she wants to come into power to get her revenge. Now, after the first chapter in which she killed her father, the story goes from there, and we see her escapades as the Sparrow. She is like an information gathering broker, and she finds the lost heir to the Undying King's family. She brings him to the Undying King. I found one of your lost heirs. We thought your entire family was wiped out. Here's this guy. I think it's his grandson. And, the story goes from there. This ended up being blushing conversations at the opera and, political machinations and getting a new wardrobe. And there was more towards the end of it, but, my guys, this put me in a reading slump. I wanted dark, even angsty, something. I want something from this, and I just didn't get it. So no, I don't think this is worth the hype. I think it is very overhyped, and it wasn't for me. It might work for someone else. Another one, I saw this pitched as romantasy. It is not, but I'm going to throw it in here because I need more people to read this book because it's fantastic. It's not romantasy. I am kind of cheating. That is The Stone Witch of Florence. This is a historical fantasy. There is no romance. There's no romance. We get snippets of a forbidden, lost romance in her history, but there's no romance. But this is about Ginevra, who is a stone witch. She can make the stones do magic in historical Florence. She is cast out of Florence at a young age for healing people, and she is treated as a witch, as a heretic, and they exile her. She gets a letter from her lover, former lover, and he's like, please come back to Florence. The Black Plague is wiping us all out. We need your healing. She's like, all right, maybe I can go and get admittance to the Doctors Guild for doing a good deed. She gets there, and things aren't what she was told in the letter. So she gets instead tasked with finding the thief that is stealing the relics from the churches in Florence, because the bishop and the church believe that without those saints' powers, that is what is allowing the plague to spread. And they know that she won't get sick because she's a witch. Well, she does this, and we see her history. We see history of, Florence. We see these characters. She meets people who are dying, dead, who are sick, who've somehow missed it, and just everything knits together, and it's so good. It was a 5-star read. It pulled me out of a slump, and I finished it today, and I'm buzzing with how good it was. This doesn't have enough hype. It is fantastical. There is a tiny bit of a romance in her history, and there is found friendship and family. And I know I'm cheating putting it in this wrap up, but 5 stars. More people should read that book. It just came out in the physical edition. It's absolutely stunning. Don't let the digital cover fool you. The physical edition is sparkly and almost, what is the word I want? It's not embossed, but it has a sparkly finish on it with sprayed edges. It's lovely. So the other 2 romantasy sort of that I read. So the one true romantasy is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. This book is the reason that my spreadsheet now has a category for Too Stupid to Live. I did love it. It doesn't make sense, I know. So this is about Fallon, who gets a prophecy that says, if you free the 9 crows, you will become queen. So this silly girl is like, oh man, I bet that means I'm going to marry the Prince Dante, who I have a raging crush on. That'll be great. I'll be the queen with Dante as the king. And thus she proceeds. She proceeds to do the prophecy. Suffice it to say, it doesn't work out the way she plans. But, oh, this was really good. But she was so stupid. This girl is so naive and infuriating. And I just wanted to take the book and just on the head. Just pop her on the head. Just a couple of times. She'd be like, this is what's going on. Because the whole time she's just like, Dante. And you, the reader, are like, not Dante. No, Dante bad. Dante bad. Stop it. There's one sex scene in this book, and it's meant to be cringe, and it is exceptionally cringe. It is meant to be like, girl, what are you doing? Stop. Put your legs together. And it reads that way. I hate this up. I did. I ate it up. I was reading this at the same time as Mistress of Lies, and this was the only thing that kept me from, like, just giving up. Seriously. So yes, this has gotten some hype. I think it needs a little more, as long as you go in with the right expectations that she is so stupid and naive, but I loved her and the story. And you know what? She had agency, and I'll give her that. She may not be the brightest bulb in the barrel, but she had agency. So, and the last one is Immortal Dark. This is by Tigest Germa. This is one of those very pretty, like, special deluxe editions. I got this on vacation. It was my vacation purchase for myself, and I really liked this. This is getting a lot of buzz, and I think it's pretty appropriately hyped. The pacing on this is messy. I'll give you that. The pacing on this is messy, but the story is fun, and I am very down for the next book. I will be probably pre-ordering it if I haven't already pre-ordered it. This is great. It is about a young woman. At this point, I can't remember her name because it's been like a month. Kaiden. Kaiden is looking for her twin sister June, who she believes has been kidnapped by the vampires, because she lives in a society where vampires are bound to houses, to families, and they are only allowed to drink from that family's bloodline. If they don't, bad things happen. And these houses and these vampires all take part in these school settings. This is a dark academia book. There's a college just for these families. They enact these rules, you know, secret society stuff going on here. Kaiden's family is almost completely wiped out. She's being raised by some woman she calls her auntie. Old auntie, her great actual aunt is killed, and then the woman raising her grandmother, her other auntie, I can't remember exactly how the woman raising her is related to her. She ends up dead as well. And Kaiden is sent to this school. She goes to this school because she's like, my twin sister has been kidnapped. I know who kidnapped her, and it was the motherfucker at the school. It's the vampire that's been bound to our family. He kidnapped her. I'm going to go get him, and I'm going to get my sister back. That's not how things go. It's never how things go. So where Fallon, this is too stupid, Kaiden is too bullheaded. This is not a flaw. It's just they're not realistic in these ways. She is bullheaded. She's like, he is the bad guy. He is the bad guy. He's the one that kidnapped her. You figure out pretty quick what's going on. And she spends the whole book, she's done bad things. But she spends the whole book being like, I am evil. I am dark. And I should not be allowed to live. Like, there's some suicidal ideation and stuff kind of hinted at in this. And like, she's dark and moody and stuff. But I was there for it. Honestly, I was there for it. You get that sort of character in a male lead, and everyone loves it. And you know what? It was great in her as well. I found it amazing. I cannot remember the name of the Susenyos. That's the name of the vampire. She's like, Susenyos. I love that name. Susenyos. Took my sister. Anyway, I think this is adequately hyped. I think you should go in knowing that the pacing is a little all over the place. It is a debut. If I recall correctly, it is debut. Pacing could be better, but it keeps you turning the page. It is fast-paced, and it is just a lot of a mess. But it's a good mess. I enjoyed it. I had fun. with it. I don't know what else to tell you. So that's it. One not so good, and 3 that I would say, yeah, pick up, try them out if you haven't already. I am currently reading Lucy Undying, which is going to be up in a next review, and I have a few more coming. I'm trying to get back into the hang of this. I have a lot less time with my daughter being with me full time now, so we'll see what happens. You can check out the upcoming vlog I have for more details, more thoughts, that sort of thing. I did talk about that. I did talk about Stone Witch in that clip I just filmed, and it was, oh, it's so good. It's such a good book. I am totally cheating putting it in this romantasy video. Please read it. It's so good. It's so good. If you like historical, it's so good. Anyway, that's it. That's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.